Welcome engineers, Race Alpine. Today's problem is making a setup for the Spanish and Monaco Grand Prix. They're the next two in the calendar, and if you did not see the previous episode, check out the card on top right corner, because spoilers in 3, 2, 1, we won the Netherlands Grand Prix around Zandvoort, of course, beating our championship rival at his home race to kickstart the European portion of the season. Obviously not counting Baku, although I still don't know, is it part of Asia or is it part of Europe? I don't know still. Anywho, we won Baku, we didn't win Baku, we got lucky with Baku, only losing 8 points. In Netherlands we won, and we bring the gap back down to 37 points. So a good couple of European races here, and by France, even a summer break, we could be leading the championship, which is always good. So let's get started,
we'll be there.
And we'll see. Let's get started with making a setup for Spain.
Yeah, just save the amount of time. So if any of you wondering why I didn't do this last Sunday, I received some sad news last Saturday that my friend for secondary school, I'm now in 6th form, passed away on the day before. So
now, something I never noticed when doing these audio overlays is that the time trial videos are becoming a lot longer than the races, because the races are actually getting not boring, but easy to win, and so there's not the challenge, and so they're shorter because there's less overtakes, etc. What I didn't realise is that the time trial videos were then getting longer than them, and I audio record the whole time trial episode. So that's becoming a problem, because I say, oh, I don't have enough time to record the audio for the races, yet I'm recording the audio for the time trial. There's a problem there.
From that final lap.
I'll figure out how to sort it.
Is that same guy that I've been copying from on here? Was it Martin? I think it was Martin, wasn't it? I can't remember, so I'll see. High wings, yeah. Everything kind of as expected.
So we changed the setup for the second run, and we go back out. The way I can get around saying that I don't have enough time to do the audio, but doing it for the time trial, is because the time trial is every 3 videos, whereas the Grand Prix are twice every 3. Let's get back to the setups. I'll deal with that when someone brings it up as an issue. So we complete the second run, and it seems to be an alright setup. So let's go make changes to make it a little bit better.
Fine. Sometimes it turns in quite a bit, sometimes it doesn't. And then the end of the corner, it just turns too much. It's really weird. Give myself a little bit more rear rotation. I
don't think the rotation is to do with the setup. I think it's to do with how I am turning the wheel and how much throttle I'm putting on. Anyway, we go out for the third run with a new setup. See what we can do on this run. 10.5 for that second lap, across the line for the third lap, and we do a 12.3. Did I say 10.5? I meant 12.5. So there's a little bit of consistency there, two laps within 0.2 of each other. As we move on to the final lap of the stint, we do a 12.6.
Want some more turning.
The doctor asked for more turning, so what we do is we change the front wing. I am really far away from the mic. I did not realise. I forgot that would alter how the volume works. We asked for a little bit more on the front, so we increased the front wing to try and help with that. And in this stint, it seems to have worked slightly. As we begin the final couple of laps, 12.5 on the second lap, a 12.5 again on the third lap, and on the fourth lap we come across the line close to the ghost to do another 12.5.
Alright, cool, I like it. I mean, I'm doing consistently the same thing across each setup now, so I need something that's just going to give it a little bit of an edge.
So we're consistent, so what we need is something to do with the pace. That's what I mean by something that gives it a little edge. In this particular one, it didn't quite work for the first lap, doing a 12.5. On the second lap, it seemed to be a little bit same distance. Nope, further back. I was going to say further back, but I wasn't sure if that was correct. 12.7 on the second lap. On the third lap, it seemed to be back to normal, doing a 12.5. And on the fourth lap of the stint, we come across the line a little bit further back from the ghost, doing a 12.7.
Okay, so that did not work, that went the other way. It worked at the beginning. I don't know.
What I realise I should do with the setups is I should combine all 4 lap times together and then pick the setup with the best overall lap time, because not only does it favour the setups that are quick, it also favours the setups that are consistently quick. Although I don't know how to do that. I'd have to be something within the telemetry app. I might think about that,
but not really.
So on this setup we are a little bit quicker, doing the 12.3 on that third lap. On the fourth lap we invalidate right at the end and do a 12.5, so not exactly where we want to be going.
Oh well, that was the end of the 4 laps anyway. I don't know, it's really weird.
So we make another change to the anti-roll bars and get back out there for the 5th run, 6th run, 7th run. Oh my god, I can't count. 12.3 to begin the stint, and it seems to be going in the right direction, which is always nice to see. On the second lap, we did not go in the right direction and we complete the lap with a 12.6. On the third lap of the stint, we are a lot closer to the ghost, so a 12.3 is what we achieve. And on the last lap of the stint, we are a little bit further back, so we're probably not going to get into low 12s, and we do a 12.7. So we make a change to the rear suspension and the both parameters of the roll bar. Doesn't seem to have worked because we do a 12.6 on the first lap. On the second lap, we try again, and the audio cuts out for whatever reason, as we do a 12.3. And the audio's back. That's really weird. On the third lap of the stint though, we managed to go green and complete the lap with a 12.1. So the pace is definitely there. On the fourth lap, we can't really match the pace. So maybe it's not quite there as we do a 12.7 across the line. Why did that sigh make me sound like a pick-me girl? Anywho, we get back out there for another stint. Almost going green at the end of the lap, so we do a 12.2, which is always good, meaning we can replicate the lap that we did in the previous stint. On the second lap, we go green right at the final corner, but lose it coming across the line, doing another 12.2, so the consistency is there. On the third lap of the stint, we do lose the pace a little bit and come across the line with a 12.3. But we didn't lose the pace too much, so it's still pretty good. And on the last lap of the stint, we come across the line with a 12.2. So overall, a good setup.
Okay, so I'm close.
So we reduced the front wing massively, trying to give ourselves a little bit extra edge in the straight line. And we reduced the ride height to try and give ourselves the lost downforce from changing the front wing. Seems to slightly worked as we are with the Ghost, but we are a little bit behind, doing 12.7 on that third lap. And on the fourth lap... Pardon, what? Why? No, sorry, on that second lap. On the third lap, we do a 12.5. So we're not quite where we want to be, so we might have to revert back to the original, to the previous setup, and we do a 12.3 across the line at the end.
I'll try that.
We don't quite revert the setup. We increase the front wing by 2 clicks and bring the ride heights closer together by a click each. Kind of works as we do a 12.0 on the first. Was that a 12.0 or was that a 12.8? We do a 12.7 on the second lap. And so if it's 12.8, it's consistent. If it's a 12.0, it's not, but it has potential.
When the new Ghost appeared, I first thought it was an Alpine.
We did a third. It was a 12.0. On the third lap we did a 12.2, and on the fourth lap we did a 28.5.
Why the hell is there bollards there?
And because I made a mistake, I just played around in Sector 3 doing the old layouts. So we make another change to the ride heights, separating them out a little bit, and in the hope of finding some pace. Doesn't quite work, as on lap 1 we do a 12.4. On the second lap, we seem to be in a similar situation, doing another 12.4. Hopefully we can find some pace on the third lap, as we come across the line very close to the Ghost, so maybe it's better doing a 12.1. And on the fourth lap, can we bring the consistency a little bit closer? Sort of. We do a 12.0.
2 laps really close to that lap time, and I'd say yes. Yeah, I did have 2.4s, but that's yeah. I don't know what to say. Where's the other good lap? Really? The 12.1 there. So this is what, 30, 35, 33, 31.
Talking about what changes I made to the setup now, just in case you were wondering.
weird, funky ride height.
And if you didn't know that, I would have probably told you.
And then 41 or whatever. Cool. I'll save it there. And then, obviously, if I need to, I just change the setup during the Grand Prix weekend. España. Where does that put me now? Top 16%. Nice.
So that's that. Pretty good in terms of no invalid laps. Consistency is not quite there on some of the quicker setups. But in the end, I think it's a pretty good setup. It should give us the ability to just pull away from the AI instead of fighting them like I usually do. Japan. And Netherlands after the safety car. But it's a pretty good setup. I'm happy with the session. So we can move on to Monaco to try and replicate the setup. Obviously, because it's Monaco, I don't feel that good about it. But a good setup could hopefully change that. So let's go to Monaco.
But we'll see, of course. We're in the top 14% for Monaco. I don't know how, because we are 5 seconds off. I am 3.35 seconds off. I'm 3.5 seconds off, yeah. Where's Martin? Martin is nowhere to be seen. Mine actually is just not on him. Where did he go? Tim. Oh, I have lost him. He does not exist. Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, it's Monaco. We know what to do. It's pretty much 80 minutes of pain. Let's go.
I was just having a look there. You may have been able to hear my mouse clicks when I did this in relation to the F1 calendar, because obviously in one of the previous episodes I was talking about Miami GP, talking about quali in the sprint or something. I was talking about Lando. But anyway, I was thinking about it because I vaguely remember doing a Monaco Grand Prix around the actual Monaco Grand Prix, and it turns out I did this episode is the Saturday before the Monaco GP, so Imola weekend. Spain is the Sunday before, and Monaco...
I can't even crash properly, what the hell?
The Monaco race was the Saturday of the Monaco GP. Useless information, but just thought it'd be nice to share.
Why is everyone using the same setup?
Just useless information that I thought it'd be nice to share, because purely nothing happens in these first couple of stints, so I don't really need to talk about it that much. Also, one of the reasons why I just wanted to look whether I did the Monaco GP during Monaco GP was because I don't think I'm going to be able to line up any more videos with real life until next real life season. I might be able to do Vegas. I don't know. Vegas is quite a while away
Monaco.
in both the game and real life. Sorry, I need to give a F-word warning there.
I still hate Monaco. It's better than Baku, but I still hate it. Am I supposed to leave that in 55? Can't remember.
Anyway, because I cut the audio there, I don't know what's changed or made to the setup, but I can assume it's just taking inspiration from the top chimes. And it seems to have worked. We did an 11.7 on the first lap, although I can't remember my personal best at this point. We did a 12.1 on the second lap, and on the third lap, we come across the line pretty far away from the goes to do a 11.6. So consistency is not really there. It is for some laps, but not for others. As across the last lap, we do an 11.4.
Okay, so clearly the wrong way with the setup. One thing at a time.
So make a change to this geometry and go out again for another setup run. On the first lap, we're doing an 11.6, better than the 12.1 on the previous stint. Across the line for the second lap, and we complete a 13.1. So I take back my first statement in this stint. On the third lap, though, we do seem to be close to the ghost as we come across the line for an 11.4. Not that useful when you're not consistently doing it. As on the fourth lap, we make a mistake at the final corner and complete the lap with a 20.3. Okay, I don't know why I disconnected. I don't know why I'll be back. I should have. I saw this in the editing. Why didn't I check to see what was going on? Actually, I did. Oh, because I went out shopping. Oh yeah. Was I waiting for my washing? Either way, I was doing something, and I was just doing this in the meantime. So obviously I didn't have the proper time to actually look over everything. So I kind of just forgot about this bit. Anyway, you'll just be able to hear me talking for now. I'll just talk to try and fill the silence. Although it's not silence because you can hear the game. I must have left for something. What did I leave? Did I put my laptop on charge? I might have put my laptop on charge. My laptop, for whatever reason, with the pandemic check, can not last 3 hours. So I have to put it on charge halfway through. I should have done that in between Spain and Monaco. That's stupid for me. Why don't I do that?
What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
Okay, well that was a very unnecessary swear. We changed the wings and we get back out there to see what they do. An 11.4 on the first lap makes it a somewhat promising baseline for to continue building this setup upon. The second lap, we come across the line with another 11.4, so 50-50 wings are pretty good, especially around Monaco. Makes sense. On the third lap, we come across the line with an 11.7, so we make a mistake somewhere around that lap. And on the fourth lap, we come across the line to complete the stint with a 12.0.
Okay, right. That worked. But not enough.
Okay, so we had ourselves some more downforce, hopefully. I didn't look, I don't know why I didn't look. And we must have, because we did an 11.2 on the first lap. On the second lap, we come across the line to do an 11.5. Consistency could be a little bit better, please. It would be nice if it was a little bit better. On the third lap, we're nowhere near the ghost, and we do a 12.4. Where did the fourth lap go? That was the fourth lap. Where did I missed lap. Wonderful. Oh, no, I didn't miss a fourth lap. Haha. I just accidentally did it early. I just came in early accidentally. We're making a little change and go back out. Seems to have worked a little bit because on the first proper lap we do an 11.3. On the second lap we come across the line to do a second 11.3. So the consistency and pace is there. On the third lap, can we do another 11.3? Yes we do. Lovely jubbly. On the fourth lap, can we go even quicker or match it? Seems like we're not going to be able to, and we don't. We're doing 11.7. Story of most of my Monaco Grand Prix.
Give myself a little bit extra rotation.
So we make a change to the transmission in order to try and get a little bit more turning, and it has sort of worked. We're doing 11.3 on the first lap. A little bit too much rotation at turn 1 there. As we come across the line for the second lap, and we do it in 11.9. On the third lap, we come across the line with a bunch of wheel spin, and do an 11.1. It's even better than any of the laps before. And on the last lap of the stint, come across the line, a little bit poor, far from the ghost, doing an 11.3, so actually it's not that bad.
I felt like I had too much grip sometimes.
So we change the front wing, reduce it down, and we go out for another stint. Unfortunately, we make a mistake on that lap, doing a 21.1 overall. On the second lap, it seems to be much better. We are closer to the ghost than normally, as we do an 11.2, which is always nice to see. A little bit wide at turn 1 there, and it results. It doesn't change the lap time too much as we come across the line to do an 11.4 on that third lap, and on the fourth lap of the stint we come across the line to do an 11.2. It's a very good setup if you ask me. So we make a small change to the front wing, increasing it by 2, and make a very big change to the ride height, reducing it by 3. Seems to have sort of worked as we do an 11.3 on the first lap. On the second lap of the stint, we come across the line, not seeing the coast anywhere, because we made a mistake, as we do in a 13.1. On the third lap of the stint, we started out green, but lose it in the middle and final sector, doing an 11.4. And on the last lap of the stint, we make a mistake, so it's a slow lap, and we do a 12.3. So we make similar changes as before, putting the front wing back down to 45, and it seems to have, and reducing ride heights, and it seems to have worked. An 11.0 on the first lap of the stint, and the second lap of the stint we do a 12. Nope, that's an 18.6. So it's not quite gone in the direction we hope. On the third lap of the stint we do an 11.0. Was that an 18.6? I don't think that was an 18.6. Why is 0s and 8 so similar? And on the fourth lap of the stint we come across the line with a 11.0.
Alright, 2 more runs. One last that I can properly change the setup.
So in that one proper change, we changed the rear suspension, and it worked to an absolute T, doing a 10.6 on the first lap. On the second lap, can we replicate it? Not quite. We make a mistake, and we do an 11.9. but still within the 11s, which is unusual for a mistake. On the third lap of the stint, we did make a mistake at 2 and 1, and so we do an 11.7, matching the early laps of the session, which is always good when you make a mistake and still go quicker than what you were originally. On the fourth lap of the stint, we come across line with a 10.8. So time to make a decision for what setup we run in the last stint of the session.
You see, I think those 3 at the top are, maybe even 4 at the top are fake and cheated. Because a tenth to the guy behind, 2 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths, and then a tenth, and then the tenth, and then milliseconds. This will be the last run. We're basically just going to run the same setup again. Okay, so I have some bots in the chat.
Okay, so as this is the final run and the same setup as last time, we should be able to match the lap times that we do. A 10.9 for the first lap seems to indicate that it is good. On the second lap, we do another 10.9, which is amazing to see. On the third lap, we go green, losing some of the time down a straight, but we still managed to come out with a 10.5. And on the last lap of the stint, if we can do another 10, it's the first time in the session to do all 10s. Not quite, we do a 24.5. And that's that for Monaco. To be fair, the fact that we gained 2 seconds on the original setup is brilliant. Obviously, you won't see many invalidated laps around here because you have to literally cut either the swimming pool chicane or the Novell chicane or turn 1 or hit the wall, and if you're hitting the wall you're a slow lapper anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And in the end, 5 of the last 8 laps were in the 10s, which is always nice to see. In the end, lap 8 was a little bit annoying, the fact that stayed up there for so long, but the fact that a lot of the laps, lap 45 to 51, 4 of the last 9, 4 of the last 12, 8 are in the top 5 is pretty good. So I can't really hand myself over to stream because stream's really quiet for whatever reason, so I'll just do the outro as well. If you did enjoy today's video, check out tomorrow. Well, check out the next. I can't do the outro. What is going on with me? If you did enjoy today's video, check out my channels. This one, Twitch VODs and behind the scenes. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.